We had a big billboard there, and we put up our message, our mission statement that we're the new Chinese people taking down the Chinese Communist Party, and then a few people didn't like it. One of them started chasing us and cussing us, and then we are also forced to take down our message because they say, "Hey, some people don't like it. This is political." So what is your take on that? I mean, this is a billboard paid by ourselves. It's our personal property. We're not forcing our message to anybody to accept. We're just stating our own mission statement. But why some people is trying to silence us and trying to take down our message, and we have to conform to their narrative. They actually made some suggestions. They said you cannot say take down the Chinese Communist Party. You can say you're not Chinese Communist Party. And we say, no, there's a difference between the two. So what's your take on that?
Well, that goes against everything the democratic world's supposed to be, free speech. And you can be who you want. That's what the democratic world's supposed to be about. Yeah. Unlike the communist world where you're supposed to obey rules and say what you're told to say. Yeah. But you seem to be fallen victim to a bit of a communist situation there. In a democratic environment.
And then on that day, we found that we lost a signal of our billboard. Someone cut our cable inside a tent, so we lost a signal. So someone must have hated our message so much that he just cut the cable. Again, that's a very strong form of censorship.
It's definitely a strong form of protest. Yeah. I don't quite understand why someone would do that. In an environment like this, it's supposed to be a peaceful environment where people are supposed to be getting on, and we are. Generally, everyone seems to be working together, but obviously there is an issue with your political statement, which I personally don't think is a problem for the world.
Yeah, and someone told me that everyone here is making a political statement because you're against the war, you're against the Putin, you stand with the Ukrainian people. That in itself, by itself, is a political statement. If you say, I support freedom and democracy, then it's a political statement because democratic society in itself, by itself, is a political system. So everybody stands for some kind of political messaging. And we, the new Chinese people from the new federal state of China, we are taking down the Chinese Communist Party. We don't think this message should offend anybody here or should interfere with everybody's humanitarian work for the Ukrainian refugees. So some people, a few of them say, this is a political message. This is not the place of a political message here. But we think it's very important because everybody knows the Chinese Communist Party is Putin's friend. They support the war, and if we don't say if we don't put the message there, letting people know we're taking down the Chinese Communist Party, the refugees coming from Ukraine would think we are from the Chinese government. They would not be feel free to accept our help, and that's what Ukrainian refugees told me. They says, I'm glad you take the message out, put it in public, so we know you're our friend. You are taking down the Chinese Communist Party. So do you think that putting this message there on that big billboard is political, is not appropriate for this place?
Not at all. I think it'd be a good thing to have something like that on there. I mean, I'm suspecting that whoever started the problem with your billboard and your message is probably Russian or pro-Russian, and there is all sorts of international agencies on this campaign.
Yeah, thank you. So, how many years have you spent in the British military?
I spent 16 and a half years in the British Army.
Yeah.
Served in Northern Ireland, Bosnia, Iraq, Afghanistan. And now I'm doing the good thing, so it's nice. It's nice to be on this side of it.
Well, thank you for your service to keep this world in peace and for freedom and for democracy. So one more question: are you surprised to hear that our anti-Chinese Communist Party's messaging on the billboard actually it got us into some trouble, like some people hate it. Are you surprised here in Poland, which is a free country, and in Medyka, where everybody is trying to help with the Ukrainians?
I'm surprised in this environment that it became an issue.
Yeah.
I believe that you have to be careful when you're coming out with political protests where you are, but in this environment I think this is supposed to be a democratic and peaceful place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm surprised, but I also feel that it would have been a pro-Russian activist or activists who caused you that problem.
So do you think that we should put back our message on the billboard? You know, an American veteran told me that you guys should put the message up, and if they kick you out, that is your best publicity, that you are the true freedom fighter.
Well, that is true as well, yeah. I mean, if they kicked you off this site, you could set your tent up just down the hill, and that would be a good political message, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd help you set your new tent up.
Okay, okay. And someone even provide a name for that new tent. It's called a Freedom Tent. And you will help us to set up that tent?
Yeah, I definitely would. If you got kicked out here and it became a political issue, I would definitely be one of the ones to help you sort that out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.